Hey guys, this is Aryan and welcome back to One Stop Aviation. Today we are going to talk about convergency, and before we start, I'll just cover a few basic things. Number one, the earth is not a perfect sphere, it is a geoid or a spheroid. What this means is that the equatorial diameter is longer than the polar diameter. The equatorial diameter is longer than the polar diameter by 23 nautical miles, which is 43 kilometers. Basically, what this means is that the earth is kind of compressed and flat at the top and it bulges at the equator. Number two, meridians are lines which run from pole to pole, cutting the equator at 90 degrees. So as you can see, they run from pole to pole and they cut the equator at 90 degrees. What this means is that they are parallel to each other at the equator and they converge as they go towards the pole. The third thing, great circles are circles on the surface of the earth whose radius and circumference are that of the earth itself. They are the shortest distance between any two points on the earth, and a great circle always lies closer to the pole. Then we also have rhumb lines. Rhumb lines are lines of constant direction on the earth. Back in the day when the navigators used to navigate, they just wanted to maintain a constant direction. They did not have the kind of computers today to fly or sail great circle routes. Rhumb lines are always closer to the equator. So for all you people who are new to aviation or non-aviators, that's the reason if you ever observed while flying from somewhere in India to somewhere in US, they always go from Afghanistan to like Russia and then, over UK and then from Canada down. The reason is that it looks stupid on the map, on a 2D map, but it's actually the shortest distance on Earth between India and US. That's the shortest route.
Okay.
These are pretty much all the basics you need to know in order to start off convergency. So the definition of convergency is the angle of inclination between two selected meridians at a given latitude. What this means is, I'll draw a diagram. So as you can see, this is the North Pole or the true north. As you can see, the value of the track is 045 over here. As the aircraft reaches over here, the value of the track is going to be more than 045. So this was what it originally was over here. This difference is your convergency. So from the definition, it is the angle of inclination between two selected meridians at a given latitude. This is what convergency basically means. Convergency is also equal to the final great circle track minus the initial great circle track. For example, let's assume that initially the value of the great circle track was 045 and at this meridian the value of the great circle track was 120. So as I previously told you, convergency is equal to final minus initial great circle track, which is 120 minus 45, which is equal to 75 degrees. So this angle of convergency is equal to 75 degrees. That's what it basically means. Another very important formula of convergency is Chilong into sine of mean lat. That means Chilong or change in longitude, also called DeLong in some books, which is difference in longitude, into sine of mean latitude. Okay. In this example, let's say the difference in longitude was 30 degrees. Okay. And the value of this latitude was, let's say, 30 north. So change in longitude is equal to 30 degrees into sine of mean lat. There's only one latitude, so 30 degrees. So sine 30 is equal to half, which is equal to 15 degrees. This is the value of convergency. Very important formula. To calculate mean latitude, if both the latitudes are in the same hemisphere, then add the two and divide by 2. That will be the value of your mean lat. So to find the mean latitude between 50 north and 30 north, 50 plus 30 is equal to 80 divided by 2 gives you 40. So 40 north is the value of mean latitude. In case they are in different hemispheres, subtract the smaller from the higher and whatever answer you get, it goes in the hemisphere of the larger number. For example, 30 north and 20 south. 30 minus 20, 10. Okay, so you get 10, and 30 being the larger, it gets the value north. So 30 north is the value of mean latitude. That's how you calculate mean latitude. Now let's talk about something known as conversion angle. Conversion angle is the difference between a great circle track and a rhumb line track from a point. Conversion angle is also half of convergency. I'll draw a diagram again. Let's take this example. Place A and place B both lie on a latitude of 30 degree north. A is on 40 east and B is on 80 east. If you want to fly a rhumb line between A and B, as I said, rhumb line is a line on constant direction. You're just going to follow the latitude. So the value will be 090. You will fly easterly. No rocket science. In case you want to fly a great circle, I'll show you what it looks like. It's gonna look something like this. This is actually the shorter distance on Earth between A and B, and as I mentioned, the great circle will always lie closer to the pole. So this is what a great circle track will look like. This angle between them is known as your conversion angle. As I mentioned, it is the angle between the rhumb line track and the great circle track. That's basically what a conversion angle is. Let's say you want to solve the sum in such a fashion where you want to find the great circle track from A to B, and then you want to find the great circle track from B to A and the rhumb line track from B to A. So as we already know that the rhumb line track from A to B is easterly, that is 090 degrees. Okay, we need to find this angle known as the conversion angle. Okay, so for that we are going to use the formula and find convergency first, and then we're going to half it, get this angle, then we're going to get this direction, and then we will calculate from that end. Okay, convergency is equal to Chelong. So 80 east minus 40 east, which is equal to 40 degrees, is the change in longitude, into sine of mean lat. So sine of 30. So that's 40 into half, which is equal to 20 degrees. This is the value of convergency. Conversion angle is half of convergency, which is equal to
2 plus 2 is 4 minus 1, that's 3, quick maths.
10 degrees. So what that means is that if this is 090 degrees, this will be 10 less than 090, because as you go anti-clockwise, direction decreases. This will be 10 degrees. This will be 080 degrees. Okay, this is 090 degrees rhumb line. So we have found out that the great circle direction from A to B is 080. Now when you want to find the rhumb line direction from B to A, it's just going to be the opposite of 090 because it's a straight line. So you can just reverse it out and the value will be correct. That means if this is 090, this will be 090 plus 180, which is 270 degrees. Okay, now the conversion angle we found out was 10 degrees, so this will be 10 degrees also. This time you're going clockwise, so the great circle direction from B to A will be 270 degrees plus 10 degrees, which is equal to 280 degrees. That's your great circle track from B to A. This is how you basically solve the sums. So we have the same question again. Basically, I'm going to show you all how to draw a diagram and find the answers in an exam. So there are many methods of drawing a diagram. I'll show you what I use. So I draw the meridians converging towards the pole, which is North Pole. Then I draw a straight line, which is basically the rhumb line. Straight line, line of constant direction. Okay, we name these 2 points A and B. Now we're going to draw a great circle, which is going to be a line which is closer to the pole. That's what a great circle look like. Apology for the bad drawing. So as we know that A and B lie on the same latitude, therefore the rhumb line track between A and B, that is this, will be 90 degrees. So rhumb line from A to B will be 90 degrees. That is this angle. Now rhumb line from B to A you're just going to reverse that plus 180 from the previous question is going to be 270 degrees, which will be this angle. 270 degrees. Rhumb line from B to A will be 270 degrees. So what we remember calculating was convergency was 20 degrees and conversion angle was therefore half of convergency, which is 10 degrees. So what that means is that this angle is going to be 90 minus 10, which is 080 degrees. Okay guys, I know the diagram is not to scale, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Great circle A to B is equal to 080 degrees. Okay, now since we know conversion angle is equal to 10 degrees, over here this is what it's gonna look like. All the way from here till here, this angle is going to be 270 plus 10 degrees, which is equal to 280 degrees, which is the value of the great circle track from B to A. Great circle from B to A is 280. This is basically how you solve the questions in the exam. What they can also ask you is something known as average great circle track. So let's take the same example A to B with the same 30 degrees north. I don't know why I keep using that latitude. I think I'm obsessed.
You're obsessed.
Anyways, so over here you can see that the great circle track started off at 090 and then increased. By the time it reached B, it became 110. Okay, so to find the average great circle track, the basic formula from school, sum of all products divided by total number of products, which is equal to 90 degrees. What that means is that somewhere here in the middle, the value of the great circle track is 090. You see 070, 090, 110 makes sense. Does it ring a bell that 090 is also something else? The value of the rhumb line track from A to B, because they are on the same latitude. So what that means is that the value of the average great circle track will always be equal to the value of the rhumb line. Thank me later. The last thing that I want to cover is this diagram. So as you can see, this is the northern hemisphere, this is the southern hemisphere. So in the northern hemisphere, when you're on a westerly track, your great circle track will decrease. When you're on an easterly track, your great circle track will increase. In the southern hemisphere, when you're on a westerly track, great circle track will increase. And in the southern hemisphere, on an easterly track, great circle track will decrease. So remember DIID. The last thing I'd want to say is the minimum value of convergency is 0 at the equator because the meridians are parallel to each other, so they'll never converge. The maximum value of convergency is at the poles, which is equal to Chilong, because sine 90 is 1. Thank you guys for watching the video. Please like and subscribe. And to all my fellow airmen, happy World Pilots Day. Wish you guys strong tailwinds, clear sunny skies and happy landings. Jai Hind.